It's Madden NFL 24 on EA Sports. And coming up, we'll see Stephon Diggs. He's on the doorstep of another milestone in a great season, approaching 1,200 yards. It's the Jags and the Panthers, and it's coming up next.
With a winter chill gripping much of the nation, no such worries today here in the Sunshine State and Everbank Stadium in Jacksonville. Today, Week 17 is upon us, and we've got a good one in store here, as it'll be the Carolina Panthers taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at this Jaguar team. They come off a disappointment last time out that put an end to their modest 3-game win streak. On the other side of the field for the visiting Panthers, they come in playing some decent football, 5-3 in their last 8 games. The final 2-week stretch of the 2023 regular season, and we are underway Week 17 here on this New Year's Eve. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the former Mississippi State product, the mobile quarterback, Dak Prescott.
And I thought in last week's game, he found a way to win like a good pitcher without his best stuff. I mean, he did throw 2 interceptions, offset by 1 touchdown pass. Not the ratio, not the numbers you're really looking for as a QB. But finding a way to win, that's all that really matters.
And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. 12 yards on the gain, a great start for this offense. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity. And that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each.
And right away, he lost the football. And one of the linebackers has got it. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. And without a doubt, not the way they pictured that opening drive unfolded.
No, they were making progress. They weren't exactly in high gear, but they were making a few yards along the way. And now that they've coughed it up, you got to go back to the sidelines and regroup a little bit.
So here are the Jaguars in great field position already. And leading them out there, their 6'5" quarterback.
I love just about everything about him. Love his game, love his makeup, love his moxie, one of my favorite words. This guy's a competitor. Gritty, tough, you name it, he's got it. But he did throw an interception in last week's game. That contributed to a loss. And despite the fact he threw 3 touchdown passes, he's going to be out there redoubling his efforts and trying to play better.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and it's 2nd down. But you look at this defense. They've had their trouble stopping the run, Charles. Currently 29th in the NFL in that department.
And stopping the run, that's been an issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now?
I'm very glad. They said that they've seen it in doses, but very, very small doses.
Yeah, you've got to be consistent. It's down in and down out, being able to play it, understand what you have to get done, and finally stop some people, put them on the ground.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
For the field goal, a 50-yard attempt.
The kick by Elliott is good. And the Jaguars grab a 3-0 lead. So a pretty good opening drive. That'll make the home fans somewhat happy. They wanted 6, but they got 3 in the early lead.
And they should be happy. The guys look good getting down the field. That's got to give them a little bit of hope that good things are in store here today for them.
The football will come out to the 25 as McLeod will not return it. The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their 2nd drive. They fumbled the last time they had the football. Fortunate that it only led to a field goal. 3-0 the score as they start 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Prescott. And that's to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They run with Sanders off the option. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. The numbers for Sanders last week, 19 carries, 132 yards, and a touchdown.
And the way they ran the ball last week has to bring a smile to the faces of the entire coaching staff, because not only are they seeing a back pile up yardage, they're seeing an offensive line in sync, and that bodes well this late in the season.
And this time they were waiting for him, as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on 3rd down. Here's Prescott. And he takes a shot on the release, as this will be incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
O'Donnell, he's on to punt as he gets this one away. Here's Hardman to return. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. Well, including this week, 3 weeks remain in the regular season, Charles, and it is going to be interesting to see how this playoff picture sorts itself out before we head into the postseason.
Competitive, entertaining postseason, that's what we're always striving for. But I think we get it during the regular season, too, because you never know how things are going to go during the final weeks of the season. Every team pulling out all the stops to get a better seed or just to get one of those 7 seats at the table.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Now Jones. A short throw to Ingram. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. First connection there of the afternoon for those two, and it's good for a 1st down. Throwing Jones. And his throw here is going to be incomplete. The Jaguars at 8-7, a game over 500 on the year. Now, they were losers last time out, trying to turn things around here in this one.
And it always helps to have a home crowd behind you, giving you encouragement as long as you give them something good to cheer about. So, you know, they just want to come out and play well for their faithful, and I expect them to do just that.
Well, hang on here a second. Looks like a Jaguar in some obvious discomfort from that last play. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. They'll look to throw again. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. You look at this Carolina defense. They're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
One thing you do know, they'll be fired up because they're facing a top 5 rushing attack. And even if they have early success against them, they got to remember they got to sustain it, because teams that are top 5, they don't stop running the ball if they don't get things done early. So
from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Now here's the former Panther, had some great years with him. It's Christian McCaffrey. Boy, left that first defender grasping at air as he winds up getting a full 8 yards on that play. The numbers for McCaffrey last week: 19 carries, 87 yards.
It's been a strong season for him thus far, sitting currently 7th in the NFL in rushing. He gives their offense really good flexibility, because if he's gashing a defense, they can ride him to an early lead. But if the defense sells out to stop him, that opens up their passing game.
What a methodical drive this is turning out to be. That time 9 yards, and the sticks move again. They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
Jones throw taken in by Diggs. That one good for 7 as this long drive continues, and the chains move again. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. A give up the middle to Evans. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5. Here's a 2nd and 5. So there the defense denies the rookie of his potential first career touchdown.
And his first NFL touchdown celebration. I wonder if he's thought about it, if he has something cooked up in his head as he worked on with his team, and think about the celebration back home when he finally scores his first touchdown.
You don't get a second chance to make a first impression. We'll see what he does.
Well said, sir. Well said.
From the gun on third down, Jones. And that one off the mark, a little late with a throw. Another good drive, Charles, but it looks like another that might end in a field goal try.
They've made some nice plays. They've given themselves opportunities, but as you noted, another field goal attempt coming up. And that's not how they want to end drives. They've got to figure out what's the final touch that they need to push it across the goal line.
Yeah, still yet to find the end zone. So a long drive gets them down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
The football will come out to the 25 as McLeod will not return it. Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
That's the first time he's called his own number, but he's got to be overjoyed with the results. He wasn't just going to settle for a modest gain. To me, he was determined to come through with a big message to a defense that slept on him in the pocket.
Now first down carry by Sanders, well defensed as they'll hold him to just a couple. 2nd down coming up. And we'll get a pause here. There appears to be a Panther who is shaken up on that last play. 2nd down and 8. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside. There he goes, right side. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. He'll find Hodgins there complete. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. 2nd down and a little more than a yard here. Hodgins in motion. Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. They'll run with Strong. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. It goes as a gain of 9, and it moves the chains. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Here's Prescott. That's to the rookie Jackson Smith and Jigba. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4. That's a 23.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver. Maybe a little over-anxious in the pocket there. He just didn't look comfortable on that throw.
No, he didn't, because it wasn't his normal fluid delivery. And I think you might have had it right. Wasn't really confident with what he saw downfield and almost felt like he wanted to pull that one back.
And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards. 6-0 our score after 1. Panther football to start quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Prescott. That's to the sideline and incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
This one swung outside to Strong. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Already a pair of third down conversions for them on this drive, but right now they need 5 yards on this third down try. Prescott yet again. The tight end Kelsey has it over the middle. And it's not going to be enough here. A gain of 4, about 2 feet short of the marker, 4th down. Now here's the Panthers special teams unit to try a field goal for 3. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And his kick is right there. It's good. And they are on the board, trailing now 6-3. So that kick gives them their first points of the game, CD. And it comes on the 3rd drive, but hopefully for them that's a spark that gets that offense going.
Yeah, and I would say if you're the offensive play caller, as you look at your sheet, you're trying to find that part on there that unlocks bigger points. They've struggled with a few drives so far. Finally got 3 out of it. How do you find the end zone? That's what he's searching for now.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. They got 5 through the air last play, now 5 on the ground. 1st and 10. Back to throw. Jones finds his tight end Ingram. Well, hang on here a second. Looks like a Jaguar in some obvious discomfort from that last play. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41. And now we're going to get a stoppage as, yeah, that looks like Jackson who's shaken up. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And this will be a Jaguars first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line.
Well, it wasn't a goal line situation, but how about the goal line formation on 3rd and short? They went in and went heavy. No surprise on who was going to get the football. How about the power exhibited there?
Yeah, that was just put a hat on a hat, drive forward. Nice job to pick it up. Meanwhile, Jones' throw here taken in by Ingram.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. McCaffrey on the toss right. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12. Successful toss play to the right there. It's interesting. Teams seem to run the toss a lot more to the right than to the left.
It's usually a little more natural. Right-handed quarterback, typically your power side running the ball is to the right side with your guard and your tackle. In college football, they used to call it student body right because you had everyone on that side, including a fullback leading. In the pros, they don't call it that, but it's still the same result.
Up the gut, McCaffrey. Now that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9.
It's now 3rd and 9.
Operating from the gun, Jones. And that's going to be incomplete. Strong coverage by Carolina. And on we go to 4th down. Now Jake Elliott for the field goal try. It'll be spotted on the right hash. A 52-yard attempt. The kick by Elliott is good. And they continue to lead in the battle of field goals here. It's now 9-3. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that.
And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. He might take this all the way. He will take this all the way. Touchdown, Carolina.
That was a special return, and it happened Because he's a special returner. He has to have that approval from his special teams coach's head coach to bring it out of the end zone.
But let's be honest, a lot of times when they bring it out of the end zone like he did there, they don't have approval. I mean, I think a lot of times they do, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it's just a guy getting a feel, right?
You're exactly right. What's the old adage? Sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules. And if you do, you're taking on some responsibility. But he was happy to do so there.
So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. McCole Hardman to return it from his end zone. A lane opens here. He's past the 30. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. And now we move our focus to Stephon Diggs. As we find ourselves in Week 17, he's already well over the 1,000-yard mark. So there's no pressure there. We'll just see where this final tally ends.
And I love what you just talked about there. There's no pressure.
And now off to the races down the right side. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down. It looked like almost some miscommunication defensively, because once he decided to keep it, he had pretty smooth sailing.
Yeah, it became a question of, wait a minute, who's got the quarterback? And when you talk about miscommunication, it's supposed to be called assignment football on the defensive side of the ball. But the assignment gets mixed up. That's the end result.
Looking to throw again on second down. Jones, and he slings one that's incomplete. The Jaguars on third down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. Looking to throw. Jones. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
The kick by Elliott is good. And they take the lead here by 2, 12-10. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. They start on the ground here at Sanders. And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27. Deron Harmon makes the tackle. Ball on the 27. Here's a 2nd and 5. Prescott off play action. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Prescott. That is caught. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. 23 yards on the play.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
But what they're seeking with an RPO is space for the receiver to make a catch and then make a play downfield, but there wasn't any space available, thus the incompletion.
Throwing again, Prescott on 2nd and 10. They're complete to Smith and Jigba. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 40.
It's a gain of 10. First down, Carolina.
They'll run with Sanders up the middle. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Prescott looks to throw on first. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 9. Now Prescott. Now that'll be caught by... And a loose football. And this ball recovered by the offense. But remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead. And it'll come back to the spot. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. On 3rd down, they'll run it with Sanders. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. 40 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game. So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. Prescott from the gun. And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers. Travis Kelce, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Panthers will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is up to 5. After the touchdown on is Pat O'Donnell to send this one away. Oh, a good return up past the 30. The Jags going to go on offense now late in this first half. A slim deficit here in a one-possession game. Not much time left, obviously. We'll see if they can march this down the field, at least get 3 and take some momentum into the locker room. And it's knocked away and incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the left hash, a chip shot here. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will cut the lead down to just 2. So yes, they'll still be down going into intermission, but the deficit is now made even smaller, very manageable.
Yeah, and if nothing haywire happens here in his last couple of precious seconds, they will go into the locker room with a nice bounce in their step, having gotten a little bit closer on the scoreboard.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30. Unable to corral him, he fights through. And he goes out of bounds after a solid return to the 45. So we've reached halftime here on New Year's Eve, as we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Well, we're in the latter stages of this season. Everybody's getting antsy, so antsy that we're going to skip the halftime and get ready for the third quarter. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Jaguars ready to get going to start quarter number 3. Well, Charles, we saw a pretty entertaining first half, close ball game. Remember there toward the end of the second quarter, the opposition scored to take the lead. Now we'll see if these guys can get a score of their own to regain that lead.
Yeah, they want to have that type of a response, don't they? Because they want to find a way to take control of this ball game one more time. Gauntlet's been thrown down. They want to see if they're ready to answer it.
On 2nd and 10, Jones. And his throw here's incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
Jones now on 3rd down. He'll get this out wide here to McCaffrey. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. That'll give him 8 that time, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Here's Thomas Morstead now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. McLeod to return it. A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards. And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. Prescott on 1st down. Over the middle, finding Smith and Jigba. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Smith and Jigba. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 36-yard line.
Off the play fake, Prescott. And, he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Now Prescott. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
Prescott, and this throw finds Smith and Jigba. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 40-yard line.
They'll throw again. Prescott. And that one complete to Hodgins. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 26.
A gain of 14. First down, Carolina.
Prescott to throw it. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And they'll get this down to the 10. Give him back-to-back catches now. That one for 16 and another first down. Looking to throw. Prescott. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Up the middle they go with Sanders. Only a couple yards there, and that's going to set up a long 3rd and goal.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. Now here's the Panthers special teams unit to try a field goal for 3. From the left hash, this from 34. And this one is right through. And that will push the lead up to 5. Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. And I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
At the 27-yard line.
Another run, this time McCaffrey. Oh, he shifts past him. Oh, he sheds himself free. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. 67 yards rushing for him so far in this one as he nears 1,400 for the year. Back to the ground on first. It's McCaffrey. And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. Devon Godchaux up to make the tackle. Here now 2nd and 9 from the 39-yard line. Now Jones. And Diggs has it. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Throwing Jones. And that almost intercepted. Oh, they would have loved to have their first pick of the game right there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
Jake Elliott on for the field goal. A 51-yard attempt.
The kick by Elliott is good, and that will cut the lead down to just 2. Well, it's hard to put your finger on whether this is something to celebrate or something maybe the offense is embarrassed by, but that's now 6 field goals he's made in this game alone.
Yeah, he's bailed them out quite a bit so far, but it's very comforting to know that you have a kicker that's got your back.
The football will come out to the 25 as McLeod will not return it. Here are the Panthers now as their offense comes back out onto the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
An 8-yard pickup. And the Panther first down.
Throwing, Prescott. Caught, Kelsey, left side. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. On play action, Prescott. Downfield throw tip, but he still got it. Touchdown, Panthers. Jackson Smith and Jigba. 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Panthers are able to extend their lead. Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And that makes it a 9-point game. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. And it was capped off by a Jackson Smith and Jigba touchdown catch. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. Out comes the Jaguar offense now as they get set to take over. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone. And
in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out. Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well.
It's 3rd and 7.
Jones to throw on 3rd down. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
I would dare say that these guys would have liked to have given their defense a little bit more rest since they gave up a touchdown their last time out. But alas, my man, that's not going to happen.
Yep, they're going to have to grab those helmets, get right back out there. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. A first down throw for Prescott. He'll find Hodgins there, complete. So the completion good for 6 yards. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 36-yard line.
Shotgun snap and then the give to Sanders. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 50 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
An 8-yard pickup. And the Panther first
Right back to Sanders on first down. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on second down and 11. Here's Prescott. Open man here. It's the tight end, Kelsey. Look at the big man rumble. Touchdown, Carolina. 3 touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Panthers will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third. They'll turn to Sanders. And he will get into the end zone to bump the lead up to 3 scores. So they kept it on the ground, got it into the end zone. But, Charles, sometimes you probably see teams treat a 2-point conversion differently than if it was first and goal from the 2, or I should say third and goal from the 2.
I agree with you totally on that. A lot of teams treat it as if they have farther to go and shy away from running the football. I think this is a great spot to do it because most teams play you for the pass. Go ahead and run and let your linemen surge and fire out.
The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. Slipped 1 tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. Well, hang on here a second. Looks like a Jaguar in some obvious discomfort from that last play. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. They run with McCaffrey off the option. Fighting through. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to... Back now in Jacksonville. It's Jaguar football, but a little work to do for them. They trail here as we start the 4th. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can. Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages. The Jaguars on third down. Not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Back to throw. Jones. He'll find his rookie tight end, Sam Laporta. And he will get this to the midfield stripe, but that's not going to be enough. He's a few yards short. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. They'll run for it. McCaffrey. And he will have the first down as he gets this to the 47. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Now Jones on 1st and 10. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete. Defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete pass that we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball. Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game, and that was a big talk both in his town and amongst his team. How do we get the passing game going? So big credit to them holding them under 200 today. It's been a pretty long drive. This will be play number 9, and they need 10 yards out of it on 3rd. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey, and the tackle going to be made at the 41 as they stop him a few yards short of the first. Here's Jake Elliott, career long, by the way, for him, 61 yards. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt, and that is no good. He gave it a good run. That wasn't more than a foot or so wide to the left, and the deficit will stay at 3 scores. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Well, the win for them at this point seems pretty assured. I mean, still a decent amount of time left here in the 4th quarter, Charles, but you got the football. You're up 3 scores. They have to be feeling really good about where they're at.
I love your observation skills, partner, because I think you saw them charge onto the field fired up about another chance to get into the end zone. Looks to me like this group is ready to crush any hope left on the opposing sideline, and they want to do it with some gusto, too.
And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 62 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries.
It's a gain of 6. First down, Carolina.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And down inside the 35, he goes to the 32-yard line. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd and 3. Another run here with Sanders. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
It's a gain of 3. First down, Panthers.
They'll try to throw now. Prescott. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. Now 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 24-yard line.
Throwing the out route here, and it's complete to Kelsey. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line.
Kelsey. First and goal at the 4-yard line.
And he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. Dak Prescott, a 4-yard touchdown scamper. And the Panthers are looking to make it 2 straight.